Greetings, all 16 subscribers. Abel here, welcome, YouTube family. Here we're gonna about to make some beef heart discus fish food, including uh, all kinds of vegetables and other fish and shrimp, whatnot. Um, so real quick, I just want to give you a rundown of the ingredients, what I use, how I use it, when I use it. Um, so real quick, we're gonna start with the bonding agent that we use after we grind all this stuff down. I use a jumbo krill, some shrimp pellets, paprika, brine shrimp, algae wafer, some tropical fish flakes. This is cuttlebone fish, right? This is what I also include some stuff for the snails I have in my aquarium. The bottom feeders, I have some bamboo shrimp, and they also eat this stuff as well. So this will help them with the minerals that they need to harden their shell. Got some garlic guard here. This is liquid form, and if we do need something to get all this grinded up together instead of water, this is what I use, garlic guard. Okay. Um, so I pretty much put like all this stuff into a coffee grinder with about two multivitamins, the men's multivitamin, and I grind everything in the coffee grinder, and it comes out like this, like a powder. Okay, that's what we're gonna use to bind all the wet ingredients together. Smells so bad. Anyhow, moving on. The vegetables. Okay, here we go. This here is sweet peas from a can, no salt added. What I did was, you wanna push this through a strainer, a metal strainer. Push all the peas through with a spoon and swipe it underneath, and you want to pat dry it. We don't want to use water. The reason why is water makes things go bad in the freezer. So we want to try to avoid as much water as we can to make this food last that much longer. This here is garlic. It's about 6 cloves that I've pushed down with a napkin to decrease some of that water, that moisture. And this plate here, it has I grated carrots and zucchini and a cheese grater on the prickliest side to it, and it comes out like this. And again, pat dry, and it's like at this consistency, really dry. I pat dry very well. So that's all the vegetables plus spinach. This is loose spinach. I cut the stems off. I don't really like using the stems, just the leaves. And this is salmon. Took all the fat off of it. It's very oily, so I use very little of it. Shrimp, white shrimp. This is tilapia, again, pat dried, and I cut the edges off of the tilapia, the rough parts to it. This here is beef heart. Again, I cut off all the white, all the fat, any arteries or veins that were left over. It's all gone now. Everything. This took me approximately 2 hours to do. So again, it's time consuming, and I only have 3 discus. So when I make this recipe, I try to use a little water as possible so that I can so that the food can hold in the freezer, and that's what's gonna make it last longer. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna put on pause real quick here. Okay, so just to go back and clarify a few things. So what you want to do is you want to prep everything first. Your beef heart. Preferably I do this in the night because it takes a lot of time. I don't want the food that I'm using to go bad that much faster, and I want to keep everything as fresh as possible. cleaning the shrimp, taking all the poo out of the, deveining the shrimp takes there's a handful of shrimp. It took me forever though. Anyhow, just fresh ingredients, fresh as possible. And the peas, some people puree the whole pea. I don't like to use the skin, from what I've learned and read on. The skin of the pea may cause the choke, might cause the fish to choke or upset its stomach somehow. So read it. That it sounded good to me, so I strain it, take the moisture out of it. Carrots, zucchini, garlic. If you want to use some medicated powder for your fish, you could throw that in there. And use anything that you have laying around. Fish food. You have some flakes that for your beta that died 3 months ago. You can throw that in there and make the powder out of it. That's you're gonna need this to pull all this stuff together to hold it well. So I'm not gonna show you the actual process of putting all of this in here because it is super messy. I don't have my tripod, and it's gonna get messy. So what I'm gonna do is just start adding all of the wet mix it with the dry. This here is a food processor that I attach this plate first because we're gonna grind all the ingredients together first. I do it about 3 times. I grind it, take everything out, grind it again, take everything out, do the 3rd time. And after that, I do 1 time with this here. I take this off here, add this one on, and this is what I use when I at the end to put the powder and everything that's gonna be in here. Give it a good whirl, and after that I will stop and I'll show you the end product. So hang tight. Okay, so this is the first pass through. As you can see, it still needs a ways to go. Let's keep going.